Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Zack Martin still undecided on future. Cowboys All-Pro left guard Zack Martin was already going to consider retirement this offseason before an ankle injury required surgery that prematurely ended his 2024 season. Now, he's waiting for his ankle to get healthy before making a decision about his future, per Clarence Hill Jr. of DLLS Sports. The Cowboys, meanwhile, have had a busy offseason, promoting Brian Schottenheimer to head coach and hiring Clayton Adams to replace Schottenheimer as offensive coordinator. When asked if the staff changes made him more interested in continuing his career, Martin replied, "A little bit," indicating that he is willing to give the team's new leadership a chance before retiring. Speaking about his future on Radio Row at the Super Bowl, Martin said, "First off, I want to try to get healthy," Martin said, per Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. "I'll decide, here in the next month, 6 weeks. Me and my wife have been talking about it, but right now I'm focused on getting healthy and seeing how I feel with this ankle repaired and whether or not I'll give it a go again." However, Martin's desire to return to the NFL isn't the only factor. The Cowboys are already projected to be over the 2025 salary cap, per Over the Cap, though they have a few options to clear cap space, chiefly a Micah Parsons extension. Still, Martin commanded an $18.425 million APY on his last contract, and he has remained one of the league's best guards when healthy. Martin, who is set to become a free agent this offseason, has been with the franchise for over a decade and was selected number 16 overall in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft. Over that time, he became one of the top offensive linemen in the NFL, earning 7 first-team All-Pro and 2 second-team All-Pro nods, 9 Pro Bowls, and making the NFL 2010's All-Decade team. After 11 years in Dallas, Martin does not seem to have any desire to find a new NFL team for the last few years of his career. If he really wants to retire a Cowboy, he may be willing to take a below-market deal to stay in his long-time home. If Martin does retire in the coming months, the Cowboys would have to account for the remainder of his signing bonus prorations as dead cap hits. Last year's restructure will allow them to designate him as a post-June 1 cut, resulting in a $9.4 million dead cap charge in 2025 with $17.01 million pushed back to 2026. Dallas Cowboys urged to sign Day 1 starter linebacker in NFL free agency. As the Dallas Cowboys look to bolster the roster for the 2025 season, the team is being urged to make a free agency move that could add a Day 1 starter on defense. The Dallas Cowboys entered the 2025 NFL offseason with several key free agents who could leave major holes on the roster. The team's lack of depth was exposed in 2024, so moves will have to be made. Dallas' first opportunity to bolster its roster will come in free agency, where Jerry Jones has failed to be active in the past. This year, everyone is hoping things will be different. If the Cowboys decide to make some moves, there is one player out there who could be had at an affordable price and immediately make an impact. Marcus Mosher of the 33rd team shared his thoughts on one player each NFL team should sign this offseason, and the Cowboys' focus comes on the defensive side of the ball. With starting linebacker Eric Kendricks set to hit the open market and DeMarvion Overshown likely beginning the season on IR, Mosher believes the team should bring in Las Vegas Raiders linebacker Robert Spillane. Spillane could be a Day 1 starter for the Cowboys after back-to-back strong seasons in Las Vegas, he wrote. Spillane isn't the most athletic linebacker, but he makes every tackle and doesn't ever come off the field. Spillane's value is set at 2 years, $16 million. Last season, Spillane recorded 91 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions. He earned AFC Defensive Player of the Week honors in Week 10 after recorded 7 tackles, 1 sack, and an interception. It would certainly be a solid, reliable addition to the defensive unit and one that is needed. With Spillane and Maris Lufau holding it down at linebacker until Overshown is healthy enough to return, the Cowboys' defense could be in good shape. Cowboys' latest hire has links to star playmakers. This week, the Cowboys filled out another role on the staff of new head coach Brian Schottenheimer, a spot that could be critical as the team seeks to remake itself entering 2025. One of the goals for Schottenheimer will be to get the team's running game back on track, which will require some moves to be made. First off, the Cowboys will need to see what kind of market there is for incumbent running back Rico Dowdle, who played better as the season went along. Spotrac projects Dowdle as warranting a one-year, $6.2 million contract. But Dowdle did finish the year with 1,079 yards rushing, 677 yards of which came in the final 7 games. Dowdle averaged 4.8 yards per carry in that stretch, and it's possible that a team might identify him as a good value and be willing to pay him more. Remember, Tony Pollard got more than $7 million per year for 3 years, 2 guaranteed, and did not have as good a season as Dowdle. Dowdle is the priority, then, but the team will clearly need another back. And after hiring new running backs coach Derek Foster this week, it's worth noting that he has some links to prominent successful runners in the NFL. Foster spent last season working with the Saints and star back Alvin Kamara. While there were ample trade rumors around Kamara in 2024, he insisted he never asked for a trade, and the team gave him an extension. The Cowboys could seek to make a trade for Kamara, but that's a long shot. More likely with the Cowboys pursuing another Foster disciple, Austin Ekeler, who rose to stardom with the Chargers, but is now in Washington with the Commanders. He is signed for next year, but could potentially be a cap casualty after he struggled with injuries. Ekeler played only 12 games last season, but averaged 4.8 yards per carry and made 35 receptions, averaging 10.5 yards per catch. He'd be a risky addition if the Commanders let him go, because he is 30 and coming off 2 concussions. But if he could be had on the cheap, reuniting him with Foster would be a risk worth taking. What's your opinion? Did you like the Cowboys' signing of Derek Foster? Give your opinion in the comments, subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.